Blizzed out on life. Blizzed out on life. Bizzed out on life. I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that. Thank you, Set Guru. Shout outs to Set Guru. Blizzed out on life. Blizzed out on life. Blizzed out on life. Blizzed out on life. What's up, my enlightened ones? What's up, y'all? We're back. We're doing it podcast style. We're here in the Bazooka Shack with Jay the Lost Prophet, and we got some pets running around. Hopefully, you guys will meet them later. And yeah, we're about to kick this off. We're about to start off with a straight up tarot reading. What other way to start it off, guys? Let's get some cards out here. Dang. Literally, y'all. I don't know. I'm trying to find the cameras. It's alright. It's okay. The Star, which is my card. It's the Aquarian card. And the Hermit. And the Moon. That's funny. It's hilarious, guys. Synchronicities. Always pay attention to the synchronicities. I did a pre-shuffle. I've mixed these cards back into the deck in other places and shuffled it real well. And these cards still came out. And we got the Moon, which is the Pisces card. Another one of mine. My moon is in Pisces. The Moon. And yeah, guys. So this is real interesting. The Star represents hope and faith and like the stars being aligned and things just working out, you know? And the Hermit is like, it's the Virgo card. It's like going within to find like a deeper meaning, or like if you need to follow your passions or something, like to go within to get like the answers that you need. And that's the same thing with the Moon. The Moon is the answers that you need. It's like things coming to the light. It's like the moon shining its way to. It also has that very intuitive perspective to it, kind of like pay attention to your gut and your dreams and like your feelings and whatnot. And that's the Moon. It's dope. It's dope.
I see the moon in your eyes every night.
Oh my goodness, my love. Yes. It's a trip.
So what do these cards mean for our viewers? Like if you had to kind of summarize it in like a little...
Yeah, I would say go within to find who you truly are. The stars then will align for you perfectly. And also going within will expose or bring out the true you and the true meaning of life.
I love that.
Yeah, we're going way deep. We're going deep with it. Yeah. And when you pull your own cards and readings, guys, like it really means something. Like I just had a birthday too, and we're going to be going into Pisces season here shortly. So I just went out one of my seasons to go back into another one. So it's just about to be 2 full months of being blizzed out on life.
He does this thing where he tries to commandeer the back half of the seat. I've obliged a lot when he was younger because it was just so damn cute. But now he's like, no, I can fit. And I'm all sitting up over all fucking hunched up all weird and everything. I'm like, Ace, for the sake of my spine, you're gonna have to move, fam. Like, you are tiny enough to be a lapdog, but you take up too much of the seat. Like,
you're just gonna have to do it. I do it with the Queen. She sits behind me when I'm working.
I do that, but then I'm sitting all fucking weird. I'm like sitting on like the top left of my fucking chair.
They're like, share the chair. Oh, that'd be dope. Just a little extra, like, big chair.
Ooh.
Where you can have, you know, your pet. It'd be a pet chair.
Yeah.
I don't know what we'd call it.
You can have like little like extra like back support still for you.
Or
That way you're not
yeah.
like hunched up all weird.
Yeah.
Call it the cat back.
What if it was like just a chair, like with a back for you, and then another like chair in the back for your pet? It's like I don't know.
There was a chair that my friend had found over at the Goodwill, and it looked like it was made out of the material that builds like the cat climbing houses and stuff. And I was looking at that, like he sent a picture. He's like, bro, like, is this a cat scratch toy? And I'm looking at him like, dude, a cat would tear that up. Like, it looks just like it. Like, I thought it was cat furniture at first. There's probably a lot of money in the cat furniture business.
Yeah, cats tear your shit up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they just be scratching. Yeah. They're scratchy.
I've had a cat eat a check for rent one time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had a cat tear up my homework for sure.
Really?
Yeah, and my yearbooks. I'll show you my yearbooks. They're all
chewed up and shit?
Scratched up. But you know what? I'll still keep their scratchy asses around because they're super spiritual. And they help to keep the evil away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like not having salt in your house. Don't not have a cat to protect you from the evil.
Has there ever been a moment where like Widow is like sussing something out and you look over and you're kind of like, there is like something kind of there?
Yeah, I've had her do some weird shit before where we used to live. Like
really?
it was hunted over there. Like I seen all kinds of crazy stuff before the crazy fire that my neighbors had.
Yeah,
I saw the Grim Reaper like shadow figure kind of like. Well, I woke up in the middle of the night. I was actually like pretty much kind of in Astral world because like I wasn't really sleeping well then, and then it was real weird. It was looking towards like my neighbor, like the adjacent wall, and it was like looking, and it like freaked me out. And I think a week or two later of the fire happened in that apartment. The fire started in that. Whew. And I guess like a mom and a grandma and a grandson died in the apartment below, and like the grandson died of like drug overdose or something. I feel like I've seen him before, but yeah, it was hunted over there. It was not the vibe, and I remember my cat did some weirdo stuff. Like, actually, not even like with Widow, but like one of my cats back in the day, my cat Bookie. I remember where we used to live when I was like growing up as a kid or whatever, like growing up as a teenager, and it was hunted over there too. Like we had it on camera. My mom would film, and we just watch the ghosts on the film. Yeah,
like,
it was
like
crazy.
Orbs or like shadows,
like,
or like what we all seeing?
Kind of, yeah, and kind of like really like straight figures, like but very like, I don't know, translucent is the word I'm looking for, like transparent maybe. I don't know, like very like I don't even know how to even think about how to say it. But it was very weird, but it was super hunted over there. And I mean, I had like weird demon experiences there where like they could touch you and you'd feel it. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And of course I had a cat the whole time I was living there pretty much. And my cat Bookie, I remember I was sitting, like I woke up one summer, just kind of woke up, no alarms or nothing, whenever, it's summer. And I crack my eyes and I see this lady sitting there petting my cat.
Oh shit.
And it freaked me out. The lady was like, had long hair, and she looks old. And just like kind of witchy.
Yeah.
And it was very spooky. And I remember I woke up and like the cat jumped off the bed, and she never slept on the end of the bed ever again.
What?
Yeah. I've had my TV turned off multiple times there.
Oh hell no!
And then one day my TV turned off, and I was like, "Turn my TV back on," and they turned my TV back on. Yeah, you shouldn't talk to them, is what I've learned the hard way, unless you're trying to be like a medium or something. But
yeah,
that's going into realms, and like I don't want to dig that deep right now. It scares me.
Well, and it's so much because like you're exposing yourself to that energy and potentially creating a war situation.
Yeah.
Like there could be like a friendly ghost in there, but there also could be who knows fucking what else. Like
Exactly. So when you're like dabbling in there, you really gotta like protect your energies and stuff. Like me as a child, I was not like, I was there, but I wasn't there like hella protecting myself with crystals and and all that stuff. I was just young, learning who I was. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now I'm just like, I've slept in a bed with crystals. Yeah. You know, I've had crazy night terrors, you know. I think a lot of it has to do with just being intuitive and like, and just like spirits knowing that like I can see them, and I'm like dabbling in between worlds too, you know.
Yeah.
And so I think they want to come to me more because of that. And then some bad witches be putting spells on me, y'all. They be trying, but you know what? This is the real thing about spells. They can only impact if you're on the same vibration in which the person is putting the spell on you. And really, ultimately, it's just going back to them and you're living in your own misery. But hey, that's just how I see it.
You can't let motherfuckers bring you down.
Nah. They try to put dirt on my name. It's okay, though.
Yeah. No, let them keep your name in their mouth. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy, actually, just thinking back just to all of like some of the psychic abilities and like crazy things I've had happen. Like I had a dream about a cousin passing away, and like the dream was like insane. The details of the dream matched the details in which, you know, they found him. Wow. And I had this dream like 6 months, and this is when I started telling people, like, if I had crazy dreams, like, I'm about to tell you the dream that I had, because I was just like, I had to get it out because I felt bad. Like I felt like if I had told someone about the dream, like, what had happened, you know what I mean?
Maybe someone would have been different.
It freaked me out. I was young. I was like 8.
Jesus.
I was young.
Was that one of your first like moments of that kind of like intuition? Yeah,
I had like intuition happen when I was even younger than that, but I think around that age is when I started realizing, like, hey, well, after my cousin passed is when it woke me up, and it freaked me out because I was like, I predicted this. What is that?
I have a theory that our neighbors have gotten a new pet kangaroo, and they like to put their kids inside the joey pouch because it's female kangaroo, and then the kangaroo bounces them a ride. You know, it's the kangaroo train ride. Either that or they're practicing jumping jacks. Maybe they're joining a jumping jack competition, or, you know, some sort of shake wake debacle.
Oh no. It's funny because I feel like we haven't heard them until we started like saying, all right, we're going to podcast, and all of a sudden we're just hearing balls
extra bouncing. Noises and everything. Yeah.
Go to bed. What time is it? Good night. You got to go to bed. Speaking of going to bed, but dreams, I don't know.
Yeah.
Dreams are a trip. I'm still just trying to figure it out. I feel like sometimes I know intuitively what it is. I'm like, yeah, I'm traveling. But I feel like they're all different depending on what's going on. Like, you might be traveling through some. You might be in the astral world. You might be living. Are we back on?
Mm-hmm. We were talking about dreams.
Mr. Sandman. I don't know. They're real mysterious, but they're not. I feel like it's, you know, that different directions you can go in. I feel like dreams are just showing you, like, how something could have been. Like, how there's so many different possibilities and realities. And, like, there's so many dimensions. And there's so many, like, different scenarios and outcomes. And, like, just, you know, like, sometimes when you're in a dream, you feel like you're someone else. Like, stuff like that, too, you know, or the psychic dreams, or, you know, crazy psychic dreams. I usually get my psychic dreams though in my naps. I think it's because, like, I'm not fully asleep, so I'm in the astral world, which I feel like is, like, closer to the reality in which we live in, and you get into a different way, and that's where you can, like, actually travel and, like, go to where other people are, like, what other people are doing. Which is a trip. It's like your soul's, like, leaving your body.
Yeah. It's kind of like loading into a video game character real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's crazy.
Do you get a lot of, like, deja vu?
You know, I usually get deja vu. For me, deja vu is, like, pretty much, it acts as synchronicities. So, deja vu for me means, like, oh, like I feel like this is more aligned to where I should be going or what I should be doing.
Sure.
And so that's kind of how I feel like when I have deja vu. I get it a few times a year. I don't get it like a lot, but when I get it, I'm just like, all right. Like for me, that's like the universe telling me like, all right, like you're doing what you should be doing. Like keep going on with what you're doing. You're not too like far astray.
That makes sense.
But yeah, deja vu, when I have it, it kind of trips me out because it's just like, I know this moment happened before.
Yeah.
But it's like, how? You know, it's like, it's weird.
And when it happens, it feels like so certain, like without a doubt, you've been here before. It's usually like the kind of like terminology for it.
Yeah, or like a jump.
Yeah.
Like you jump up ahead a little bit. You know, it's like you're bending time reality or something, maybe. You're in the moment, but you're like, maybe like you manifested it, like you manifested that moment and like you're living in it before it happens or whatever.
Yeah. We saw it play out when you're like dimension hopping, when you're like sleeping or something.
Except for it feels more real.
Yeah.
Because like dreams are so foggy.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know, it's like La La Land or something.
Yeah.
It's like in the cloud. I feel like I'm in the cloud. But the astral world is different. Like for me, it's like wider. Like things are more far away. I don't know if that makes sense. Like if I get in the astral world and I'm in my room and I'm like looking around and I'm like, okay, I'm astral projecting right now. Like this is my room, but there's like a couple of things that are different.
Yeah, and like a lot more like space.
Yeah, and then there's like, it's just huge. It's bigger.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to say double the space, but like it's bigger.
Yeah.
It's very weird. It's like,
Kind of maybe almost feeling like you're like a little kid in the room with like how much space there seems to be compared to you.
It's like, why are things bigger?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Well, I'm sure that has something to do with like the psyche and just us making bigger problems out of things than they really are.
Maybe, yeah.
And like fears kind of projecting stuff like that too.
Yeah. I like that. It's a trip.
Yeah.
It's a trip. And then dreams, like how they can control your emotions. It kind of sucks.
Well, and also like help solve problems too.
Yeah. Help you deal with stuff that you didn't deal with. You need to process.
Yeah. Because there's been like artists and like scientists and mathematicians who like are trying to figure something out and they went to sleep, either nap or like, night or whatever, and they had a crazy dream. They woke up and they were able to do the thing.
Yeah. I've had that happen a couple of times. Like I usually have it with with my naps, because like I'll just be good and then out of nowhere I'll just get real sleepy and I'm like, oh, the universe wants to communicate. I guess it's time. And then I'll go to sleep and something happen and I'll act on what happened, or like family come and visit me. So like a family member, usually my aunt, like my aunt visits me a lot. She was super spiritual too. She was like religious and spiritual. And so I knew she would come to me all the time because, we were connected like that.
Yeah.
And she was a Pisces. Her son was in Pisces. So she was super spiritual and just like intuitive and stuff. And like, she taught me a lot too. She taught me about astral projecting. Like I learned a lot about it through her, which was actually pretty cool. And she was just like, yeah, like I've traveled to other people's houses. And I'm like, wait, what? Because when I first started having it happen was when I was really getting more enlightened and I was like separating myself from all that was like, no, not good for me, which like allowed me to become more spiritual because I wasn't being held back by like the devil, so to speak,
Yeah.
And like I started having sleep paralysis and I was like, why is this happening? And my aunt was like, you need to get into the astral world, like it's a transition. And she's like, once you get past that you can travel. And I'm like, what? And she's all explaining this to me and I'm like, this is crazy. Like I've been doing this like my whole life and didn't even know like what was going on. for a long time. So now I just like embrace it. But I'll go to sleep, people visit me, or I'll go to sleep and something to tell me to do something, and I'll act on that, and it'll manifest.
Yeah.
Like almost instantly. I've had it things with like just some simple cool stuff, like playing the lottery, go play like, and then I'll win some cool lottery. I haven't won the jackpot yet. When I do, I'm disappearing. But, it's just like one of those situations where it's just like, it's almost like the universe is like, hey, like I'm going to teach you how I'm communicating with you and see how you're going to react if you're going to like take my advice in a sense, because people don't listen.
Right. They'll have the whole like breadcrumb trail in front of them to where they need to go, and those like,
Right. They're so lost, and it's just like you're being guided hella.
Yeah.
Like if you're chilling and life's just kind of going by and you're not like experiencing these synchronicities or deja vu or anything like that, it's just like maybe you're off. Like what's off? Like you got to change that energy up. Like you're not allowing yourself to be guided. People think they're so alone. It's like, no, you're not alone. Like you're hella being guided, and however that means to people, universe, God, spirit guides, whatever. But it's like you're being guided. So my whole thing is, if I feel like I'm not being guided, then I got to change some things up.
Yeah. You're in a space that's not where you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where there's like a saying that's like a lot of people wouldn't recognize the positive challenge if it were to spit on their shoe. Like that moment of like glory, like something to overcome to be better or to be a legend or something like that,
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's from The Sandlot. Have you ever seen The Sandlot? I guess it's like a kid's movie, but they play baseball, ball goes over the fence, junkyard dog, the beast.
Who's the actor? I feel like I have, but I've seen so many movies, and my mind doesn't retain movies very well, so I've probably seen it, but I don't remember it.
I don't even know who plays in it.
I feel like I see the dude. I'm talking about like the adult in the movie. Like I see him in my head.
It's Earl.
What is he? What else is he playing?
Darth Vader. The voice of Darth Vader.
Oh.
Earl something Jones.
Yeah.
Kind of talks like this. Luke, come to the dark side. I am your father.
Oh my God. The dark side. Speaking of the dark side, I feel like a lot of people are going towards the dark side. At least when I get on the road and start driving, I'm just like, wow, these people are wild. I don't know if it's because like, I work from home, so it's just like, I don't really have to travel out into the world like that, especially during rush hours and stuff. So I get on the road and I'm like, dang, these people are driving like they don't like life and like they're going to the dark side.
Yeah. Some people on the road do not care about their life or yours. Like,
I mean, this is a conversation for another time. Because I mean, people would argue I might be in that same category because I kind of got lead foot. I mean, I don't kind of got lead foot. I got a lead foot. When I got my driver's license, they said that I passed.
But at least you're out there using your goddamn signal.
That is like...
You're at least letting people know where the fuck you're heading to.
Yeah, it's like let people know what you're doing because not everybody's a psychic. Everybody is a psychic, but they're not really embracing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not paying attention. Like I've been driving and like I've had, my guides tell me like, hey, like slow down, or there's a cop coming, and sure shit, 10 seconds later there's a cop right there, and I'm just like, dang, like I'm blizzed out and I'm like literally lined up right now. So I'm just like, or I'll go and get in the car and I'll be going somewhere and I'll accidentally go the wrong way. Like I embrace that. Like there's a reason why the universe is making me go this way. And it's just like, all right. Yeah. And sometimes I go against it. I don't recommend that.
We are like the rebellious type. We're like, listen, I'm going to do what the hell I want to do.
Yeah, I'm rebellious. I could be a little hard-headed.
A little.
Learn the hard way. I mean, I feel like the majority of people want to learn the hard way. They want to do something. they got to do something. They got to learn the hard way. That's why it kind of sucks, like, being a tarot reader and doing readings for people. Because the cards call people out. People don't want to be called out. People don't like to be told how they acted.
Yeah.
People don't like to be shown, like, where they fucking up.
And people don't like the truth. People are like, oh yeah, tell it to me straight. But if you were to really tell it to them straight, all of a sudden, like, you're an asshole. And you're so rude. And all these other things. And it's like, well, you told me to tell it to you straight. And this is just how it is. And it wasn't even that bad. But if you want to be all fucking sensitive, go ahead.
Yeah.
Have you ever had someone freak out on you after, like, a card reading?
Never.
Or, like, freak out, like, on the cards or something like that?
Nope. Well, no. I would say, like, my mom. Because she knows deeper into the cards. Like, when I'm doing readings, like, I don't like, lay it into them. Like, there's certain cards when I see, I'm just like, oh, here we go. But I don't, like, freak out, like, my clients. Like, I don't, like...
Or not even, like, necessarily, like, you freak them out, but them realizing, like, what's happening and then, you know, or, like, the possibility of, like, their, you know, things going, like, awry of some sort.
Yeah. But it's always a while after. You know what? I get, like, a lot of poker face, and I'm just like, oh my god, poker face. And then I'm like, you know what? Calm down. Like, I got this. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? This is all intuitive, and, like, I'm just the messenger. Like, I didn't mess this up. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'll be freaking out, like, oh, what if I tell them the wrong thing or something? But, and then, like, when I get lucky, a few months down the line, or a few weeks later, a few days later, I got people hitting me up like, oh my god.
Like, everything you said was right.
Yeah, or I have people, I remember, like, the last reading I've done, I was like, you have any questions on the cards? Like, is there anything you want, like, clarification on? I could pull more cards. And she was like, no, this is, like, everything that I've been dealing with.
Oh, shit.
And when people tell me that, I'm just like, yeah. The universe is like, all right, this is what you're dealing with, and then, like, try to work it out, you know. I think a lot of people get hung up on, like, this is, like, gonna straight tell the future.
Yeah.
It's like the future is always changing, people. Come on.
Right.
You know, it's always changing, so, like, it could tell it, you can glimpse into it, you know, but when vibrations change, so does outcomes.
Yeah.
So...
No free baths on camera. They gotta go to the Only Pets for that one.
That would be tight. We should start an Only Pets. Just have them doing the craziest things.
That would actually be funny.
That would be cool. It'd be cute. I'm most definitely a cat person, so I'd have to do some cat stuff.
If you had to reincarnate into any animal, what animal would it be?
It'd be some type of cat.
Yeah, like a house cat?
I don't know about house cat.
Are you trying to be like one of those, like, leopards in the fucking wild?
I don't know. Probably just a Kruger. But anyways, outside of being a Kruger, I would literally... I don't know. Well, I'd probably want to be like a Black Panther.
Ooh.
Or a tiger. I don't think I would want to be a lion. A tiger.
What is your opinion on Sabrina the Teenage Witch's cat? What's his name?
I can't remember his name. But I do remember watching that a lot. But I can't retain any of it.
What if Widow just started talking to you? And only you. You're the only one who could understand her.
I would be kind of mad at her. I'd be like, really? Like, we went through, like...
So much.
Going on, like, 9 years together. Like... We've been around each other for this long, and you ain't been talking to me? Like, what? No, she talks to me through her eyes.
Like, listen, Widow, I don't know. I know you're going crazy. You're making some good sense right now. She's like, yeah, give me some extra food in my bowl.
She's like, I got all the secrets to life. I'll tell you them all right now, but I need you to feed me. I mean, she's a chunky cat.
She has to be eaten from somewhere else, man. There's no way.
Yeah.
Y'all feed her
I feed
an
her
appropriate
with,
amount.
with the bag, like the recommended amount.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this girl is...
And she's just getting huge. Like, she has to be getting food from somewhere else. Either that, she's just really good at catching mice. And I believe in Widow. However,
I mean, she be out there hustling. My neighbor told me one day, he was like, because I go out front, I'll take the dog out, and I'll let the cat come out, or I'll like go sit out in the front, and I'll let the pets come out with me, because they'll chill, they won't run off or nothing. And like one day I was like out there chilling, and my neighbor came out, and he was like, oh, he's like, that's your cat? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, that cat be running around here with mice.
All right, so yeah, she getting busy then.
He's like, yeah, she's a wild one. And then he said that she approves of him because she was chilling on his porch, on his chair one day, and he said he came outside to chill, and he sat down, and he said she didn't get up or run or do nothing.
What?
Yeah. I was like, okay, she's feeling your vibe.
Yeah. Like, we're trying to hang out. Like, what's up? Like, this chair taken. Let me loaf over here for a minute.
Well, you know, she acts like a queen, and that's why that's one of her nicknames, the queen, because she literally run around there. My mom's like, yeah, you call your cat the queen, and that's why she acts like the queen. No, she started acting like a queen. So I started calling her what she was.
She's looking at you like, you better recognize.
Yeah, sometimes I'm like, you know who the true queen is around here. And then she's just like, meow. I'm just like, I don't know. That cat's a trip, though.
She's funny, man.
Yeah.
She always has something to say. She comes in to start telling you all about your day. Her day.
Her day, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, really, Widow? Was that crazy out there in the streets?
Yeah. And she gets a little attitude too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. It's like she's all short with her meow. Like, you know what? Take your short meow somewhere else, lady.
Yeah. Got the queen attitude.
She does.
So tell me about this giveaway.
So
what's going on with this giveaway?
Yeah, so we love to give things away, and like we're trying to build our community right now, and so we were just like, hey, like as soon as we get to 2,000 people, we're just going to give away a tarot deck, but it's a learning edition. So like it comes with, like on the cards, there's meanings on the actual card. So you don't have to go find a book to pull up the meaning and stuff. So it's like really helpful for people. And then like the book that it comes with, like it tells you about the card, and then it like gives you a spot where you can write and like reflect on the card and like explain the card like through your eyes. Because like what a lot of people need to understand is like tarot, like, you know, the things on the card have the meanings, and that's what you have to learn about. And then once you do that, like, you know it. Or if you just look at it and you look at like, what does it mean to you? Because everybody interprets like the cards differently, you know, like something to one person might mean something different to another. And so when you do that, you can kind of say like, you know, this looks like, you know, this, that, and the third or whatever. Like this lady, you know, like the strength card, like this lady is, you know, petting this lion, like that's some strength, you know. And so what does it mean to the individual person or the person that's reading the cards is very crucial. So this learning tarot deck helps people to do that, which is a great way to learn tarot, because then you're getting in there and you're getting with it to reflect like, what is this? And, you know, you learn about the card and then you reflect like, what does that mean to you? Because when you're able to relate them is another thing I noticed too with like reading tarot. When you're able to relate the cards to something, it's easier to remember them too. And so, you know, it's just like one of those things where you're just like, oh yeah, like that, you know. And that's why, you know, I'm like, oh, this card to me means this. And so when I'm giving tarot readings, that's what it is, unless I hear something else, or, you know, my spirit guides tell me something else. Because too, in the tarot world, a lot of the cards kind of have the same meanings with like subtle differences too. They're just at different levels. So it's like all these major arcana cards, they also are cards in the minor. The major arcana are also related to the minor, if that makes sense.
I think so.
Like, yeah, like trying to think of an example. I want to say like the tens are like the wand, or like the tens are like the wheel of fortune, which is like the ending of something that's like starting something new, completion. So like, and that's kind of what all the tens mean in the different elements, the wands and the swords and all that.
Yeah.
Except for the swords. Swords are real interesting because I think a lot of what's crazy, and that's why I think it's crazy for like air signs, like a air sign in particular, with like being in your mind, because like the swords represents like your mental state most of the time. And so, a lot of it's like the mental state in a spot where you don't want it. Like the the Ten of Swords is like you and your mind, and so it's like how do you use that to your good? So I feel like the swords ain't no joke. It ain't like pulling out the 10 of cups,
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Well, something that I like about your reading style too is like you take a peek into what is and what can become, and I feel like something cool with how you do things is like you explain it, and then you explain the things around it, and then explain how like the outcome kind of have like different things to happen, and then ways to prepare for that, or to maybe like help protect yourself if it's like some kind of negative, or those kind of like not workarounds, but like solution and preparedness, stuff like that too. It's not just here's the bad information. No, you gotta figure out what's up with it,
Well, and I think a lot of that comes from like just me like being a life coach and like a spiritual healer.
Yeah.
Is I help guide people. I'm just not like, oh, this is happening and leave you hanging.
Yeah.
And that's why when I like explain the cards too, I try to explain to people the different scenarios or the different meanings and let them figure out what resonates with them.
I like that. The cool thing I like about it too, and especially with like your style too, it's and again it's in that like advice kind of thing. So it's cool. So like even if you don't like necessarily feel strongly about the cards, you still walk away with like good advice that you can use. And I like that, because then you don't have to like necessarily be like all in per se. It's like still just good advice,
Yeah. Yep. They're good for reflecting.
Yeah.
They're good for...
It opens up your mind on things. You start really thinking, oh yeah, that person has been... I didn't really think about it. Okay, I should stand for myself a little bit around whatever friend or situation or something
calling
like that
people
too.
out.
Yeah.
They just gotta be accepting of what it is they gotta do, or what they... And a lot of it's people know, people know what's bugging them deep down.
But it's giving them the opportunity to actually self-reflect.
That part. Like, hey, this is... not an issue, but like, hey, like this is something that you need to keep an eye out on, and think about, and it can really help change your life if you're like accepting of the advice or what the card's saying. And we're giving away. Oh yeah, back to the giveaway.
To the giveaway,
and that's why we're giving away, because we want people to learn tarot and learn how to give them themselves tarot readings, which can be very difficult because you could be very biased about and not willing to see things from a different angle, or what I mean, or not be accepting of what it is you're trying to beat around the bush, I guess, and so. It can be difficult to give yourself a tarot reading, but it's rewarding if you can. It's good to get them from other people, obviously, but sometimes you got to just stop and give yourself a couple cards and carry on. And when you're trying to get into them deep readings, it's good to bring a tarot reader in. Like me, like I got a tarot reader as well. So.
Well, it's like, because even the counselor has a counselor.
Yeah. A healer has the healer. Hopefully we're healing. Nah, but I just like actually heard something a couple days ago, and I want to say by Bashar. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. He's like he's channeled through another guy. I can't think of the guy's name. But anyways, he said something and I was like, yep, I 100% agree. He was like talking about healers, and he was like, I think someone said, can healers really heal people? And he was like, healers can heal who's on the vibrations in which they are on. And it just brings me back to the vibes that you're on. And like with spells, like if you're on that same vibration, yes, you know, that energy can impact you. But if you're not there, like it's almost like you're shielded from it.
Yeah.
You know, and then like that's kind of the same thing with like the healers. Like if you're on that same frequency, and you know, as the healer is, then you're more accepting, and you can receive like what you're hearing, you know. I remember when I first like started getting real spiritual and breaking out of just like the situations that I was in, and becoming more alive and enlightened and woke or whatever. I just realized like I don't even know. I lost that thought.
Well, what was your first impression when you started to wander into this realm that you found yourself in?
It was, well, okay, so when I was younger, it was like way more fascinating. I was like, I'm something more than I am, than I think I am.
Kind of like discovering your superpower.
Yeah, like what? Like this is cool, like what? And like for many years, I had to kind of like put it down and like hide it and shield it and only dabble, kind of like I was still doing tarot readings, but
you kind of cocooned a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was like fully accepting or fully being myself for multiple reasons. We're not gonna get into that, but so when I got out of those situations and like started discovering myself again, and I would say I was around 25 at that time, and discovering myself again and waking up and becoming who I am, it all opened up to me, and it was like freaking fascinating. It was like, this is where I need to be. This is what I need to do. Like, and even to this day, I still kind of, I don't know. I told my mom, I was like, I'm still like closeted, kind of, just me spiritually and like who I am and what I believe in, and like I'm not fully out there about it, you know. And she was like, bitch, open the door and come out. And I was just like, it's hard being judged about it, but it feels right, and it like raises my vibrations.
Yeah.
And you know, I always say like, do what makes you feel good.
What advice would you have to someone who's maybe just kind of started getting into it, maybe looking to dabble, or just, you know, kind of started getting into it a little bit more? They've, you know, they found that it's something that resonates with them and they have an interest in. Yeah,
I would say don't get caught up in like, I don't know if I want to say like the weeds of it, or like it can be very overwhelming. I would tell someone to just remain intuitive and believe and do what feels right, and try not to like get overwhelmed and like try to learn a bunch like of stuff how to, you know, just do what feels right. You know what I mean? It's just like weird. It's like I used to do what felt right when I was younger, a child, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I didn't start doing what felt right again until like I was like way older. And it's like, damn, like you already know, like everybody already knows. You already know what you should be doing. You already know why you're here. You already know how you're supposed to make a difference in the world, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are lost. So when you're like being found, so to speak, or like getting back to that road or whatnot, then you need to just be intuitive about it. Do what feels right. If something feels right, do it. And I mean spiritually, you know what I mean? So it's like, you don't need to get too wrapped up in like, oh, I need to be doing this and I need to be doing that, or like, I need to go and buy all this stuff. I need to, you know, read all these books. Like,
yeah,
nah, like the more you connect with the universe and the more that like intuitive you get, the more like things will just come to you naturally and you'll just know. And that's that knowing. I know because I know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need to explain why I know. I just know. So I would say getting into it, it can be overwhelming. It's a lot. And there's all these different things that people do and these different practices and crystals and tarot readings and, you know, whatever, meditations, chakras, like all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, there's a lot of different stuff you can do, you know, but it's just like, really at the end of the day, you don't need to do any of that. And people would probably be like ridiculing me, like, or I didn't say the word right. It's okay though. Criticizing me about why would I say such a thing? But it's the truth. You know, it's like you can find yourself getting into more spiritual practices and more healthier practices in your life without doing all that extra stuff, reading all them books, doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't need to do all that. You're wasting time.
Yeah, and it's like, unless it's something that you really want to like explore, you don't need to necessarily get into all the other branches of the things too. Yep. It's kind of like when you're starting like with music and stuff too, like as long as you like have like a basic understanding of the microphone, you're cool, but you don't need to have like all the knowledge of all the microphones, you know. And like again, like you're saying, like with like you don't need all the stuff, you don't need like the most expensive stuff, you don't need to, you know, all the stuff. Like I think people are quick to forget like how much just what you already have is good, like just as resources around you.
Yeah.
Like if you can't afford to buy like a tarot deck, for instance, like I'm sure you can hop online and there's different card things, so you can at least like practice or make them by hand or something like that, you know, just to kind of have a little something to play with until you're able to get your hands on something, or by entering in this dope giveaway and having your own starter kit for free, courtesy of Enlightened Ones.
Yeah, exactly. So, yep. Yeah. We're super excited about it. We're excited about, and it's funny, I say we, me, myself, and I am a 20, 30 person crew right now. It works. But because like we're all connected.
Yeah.
We're all together. We're all in this like, you know, that saying like love thy neighbor. It's funny too, because I can't stand my neighbors like, what, you know, whatever. What? But I get why I get why it's said, is because like they're close to you. You know what I mean? So like their energies are gonna impact your energies. That's why I'm like, I need to live on a farm. I need land. I need space. I can't be around people too much.
100-acre woods.
Literally, I need space, people. But it's because like we're all connected in that energy. Yeah. But yeah. We're happy the community is growing. We're doing more engagements, getting out there and putting ourselves out there and just trying to like raise the vibrations of the planet. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we're doing over here.
Doing the big things. And I love the opportunity to help, like that you have to like help people get into the space that you're in.
Yeah.
And be that kind of like guide in hand, like you were kind of talking about.
Yeah. I find myself doing a lot of like first time tarot readings on people.
Yeah. Which is dope. I feel like that's one of the hardest ones to do, because it's not only like it's their first time experience and they don't know like what to expect, and they have to like be able to trust you and like all these things around it too. So I think that's a huge compliment.
It is. And that fear, like that, I'm told that like I already have like this nurturing nature about me, like this this energy where people feel real comfortable, you know. So I have a lot of secrets. It's okay.
People just come up and start spewing stuff over to you.
Whew, yeah. Some people don't have poker face and they're just like, oh,
here's all the tea.
Which when they give me more sauce, you know, I'm able to help them a little bit better, because I'm able to dig in here. But I allow people to tell me what they want and what they don't want. But a lot of the times they're just like, and I'm just like, yep, okay. And take it all in and help them out. But I make them feel comfortable. So those first timers, I love the challenge actually at this point. I love doing readings on people that just are completely against it. And I've done those too. And have like woken people up like, whoa, holy crap. okay, this is realer than I thought, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I tell people too. It's just, You just got to get in. I do really good with like laying down the sauce and what it is, real easy and nice. But, you know, I've had people that are just like really scared and nervous because I think they think it's like this Hollywood studio vision of like what a tarot reader, a psychic is. And I'm just like,
things start peering out the crystal ball and things move around.
I mean, I'm not saying no, totally against stuff like that, but you know what I mean?
It's
like
not the case for every...
Yeah, the weird out, like, oh, you know, it's just like, oh, the death card means you're gonna die. And it's like, no, the death card means you're leaving that bullshit behind. Like, come on, people, like, let's learn what it is. So I just love to educate people on it because it's like, it ain't that bad. Like, it ain't worshiping the devil.
Right.
You know, like give it a try and it'll blow your mind. You get what I mean? But yeah, it's fun hearing like these people's stories like afterwards. And sometimes I'm blessed with like hearing someone, you know, 6 months down the line and they're just like, oh my God, and this is happening again. You know, or people were just like, you know, this has been bothering me, like I gotta fix it. And I gotta, you know, the cards help with that. You know, the cards help to look at things from different perspectives when you're unable to. It's therapy. It's very therapeutic. And it's like, it helps you manifest. Because, like, if you're lined up, like, these cards are, like, strong.
Yeah.
You know, and that's, like, deep, major arcana cards. And to get to that status, it takes a lot. And it ain't always flowers and rainbows, you know what I mean?
But neither is life, you know? A good story has all the up and downs and the trials and triumphs, wins and defeats.
Yeah, that hero's journey. It's not a smooth one. It's a real good learning one. You learn those lessons, you're rewarded. You don't learn those lessons, you repeat. Yep. And that's why sometimes I'll be doing tarot readings on my regulars and the same cards be being pulled. And I'm just like, are you going to listen? What are you doing?
Well, there's a lot of people, and I could be one of them for sure, but do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting like a different result and just like ignoring the whole thing. No, this is going to magically fix this off. And it's like, you have to make it happen.
You got to put in that work. Most people aren't willing to.
Yeah.
They go to the path, the least resistant path, you know.
Well, and I think that's just human nature in general, unfortunately. Like, we're programmed to try and take the path of least resistance.
Yeah, you're right. Fast results, too.
Yeah. It protects the ego and pride and stuff like that, too.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Anything that's new in your story that you're excited about? Or anything in general that's been kind of catching your eye that you want to talk about?
The store, yeah. So we got some new product coming. I don't know, when you a 20 team person, one person, 20 staff members into one. Things take time, guys. Please bear with me. Nah, the store is good. We drop product frequently. Right now, I just haven't been. I've been kind of slacking, y'all, but we're super excited because we keep just expanding out different things there, and you know, and it's just like a little tool to help you with like amplifying energies and whatnot. And that's kind of why we added the store part, like the actual crystals and stuff like that, to the site. We are going to be getting some tarot decks soon, so we're super excited about that. We'll be seeing that coming. My newsletter subscribers will be seeing it before everyone, so nice. Subscribe to our newsletter, guys, and get some, I think it's 10% off, and get all the juice and the sauce before everybody else does.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun right now. Yeah, we're just super excited about just the growth of the community. It's getting there. We're helping the vibrations. It was like, let's save this planet, please.
Where would people go if they wanted to engage more in like the conversation? Like, where do you think most of your community is kind of hanging out?
Yeah, a lot of my more engaging community is on Facebook.
Nice.
And I think it's because we've been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've been there for 8 years now. But yeah, we've been there for a while, so that's where we're pretty much doing our giveaway is on Facebook. And we're showing appreciation everywhere, but Facebook is where we actually get the conversations popping. So yeah.
And when does the giveaway start again?
It's already started. It's underway. So we are, I think, about a little over 100 away from hitting 2,000. And then once we hit 2,000, we'll go through, put everyone's names that pretty much entered into the giveaway, which it's tag someone or post, repost, or make a comment, or share. And I think there's something else. I don't know. Check it out on the Facebook, Enlightened Ones, Tarot and Crystals on Facebook, and you'll find more about it there. But it's already underway. We're just watching the numbers grow. Super excited. So we'll have one lucky winner, and we'll announce them. And then we'll give something else away again at the next 1,000 or 500, whatever's going on. We also give away crystals too. So
that's so much fun.
Yeah.
Any closing statements before we get out of here and call it a night?
Yeah, we blizzed out on life. And if it don't feel right, it ain't. And stop resisting change.
Embrace the change.
Embrace it.
Enjoy your life. Try something new.
That part.
Try in general.
Try.
We love you guys.
Namaste.
Peace out. Peace.
Namaste.